Greetings. Welcome back to PinkOddBird. Today I am here finally, oh my gosh you guys, finally with my newest Gothic collection digital kit. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. So this one here is really long overdue. I really wanted to get this one up and available for you guys like maybe over a year ago, but it's very busy. So I finally was able to get it together, get the images scanned, and then I want to quickly just give a shout out to Priscilla at Release the Craftin because she was able to take the images that I scanned, she cleaned them all up, and she even resized some of them so that they could be a little bit more journal friendly. Put them in a really nice format that's going to make it easier for cutting these pieces out. A1 job. So shout out to Priscilla at Release the Craftin. If you guys aren't following her, she's got a YouTube page here, and she's also got lots of fun Halloween digitals out right now, so check her out on Etsy, Release the Craftin. So thanks, Priscilla. So this kit also, like my last Gothic kit, Dance Macabre, has I believe 13 images. I'm gonna try and keep staying with that. I think that's my lucky number. So I'm gonna take a few minutes here to share these images with you guys and talk a little bit about them and why I chose them. I do want to point out that collecting and sourcing ephemera of this variety is not cheap at all. So I'm happy and really excited to be able to bring these to you guys for a reasonable price and to use these in your own journals and your own projects for a reasonable rate, and you can use them multiple times. So I definitely have more that I can share. Hopefully it won't take me as long to get the next set out, but for now let's focus on this one. I'm calling this one Eternal Epitaph. And the reason why I called it Eternal Epitaph is because a lot of like eerie or spooky feeling images in this one, just I feel like those images in themselves tell their own type of story, as well as some funerary type imagery. Nothing over the top or anything like that. But the reason why I chose to call it Eternal Epitaph is because these images and these pieces are long forgotten. And I hang on to these, and I value them, and I treasure them so much because nobody else chose to keep them. So, and they're mine now. And I feel like there's so much beauty in them and their purposes and what they were used for and what was happening in these time frames. So I'm very, very happy and excited to share this with you guys. Okay, so I think I've talked long enough. All right, so I'm just gonna take a quick breeze through. These are all gonna be in my Etsy shop, or it's one kit, 13 images, 4 pages, and you can find it in the description box below. So to start out, this was one of the images that was resized, and this is actually the widest, maybe the largest picture of the kit. Well, not the longest, but definitely one of the bigger pictures. It was even bigger than this, but you can actually fold this and turn it into like a little journal booklet. But I love this photograph. It is of a funeral home. It's Burke and Hoag, H-O-A-G, funeral home. And then here on the door, you can see it says W.C. Hoag. And I just think it's really a beautiful image. Just the casting of the lighting, reflecting even on the railing, the stairs. It's a beautiful image. So this is how it prints out. I've printed it out on some really nice quality paper. I get a lot of questions about my printer and stuff. I use an office grade printer, but I will tell you guys most of the time it's down to the paper that you use. So this is printed on a really nice paper. So, so that's that image. So next we've got this one here, and I love this picture for so many reasons. This one, you've got the little guy here. Obviously he's the first thing that stands out, right? So he's blurred out and looking almost ghostly, but the shutter on the cameras in these days was so slow. Any movement would cause this to happen, and maybe some other factors and reasons of why that would happen too, but one of them that I know of is the shutter shutter time on the cameras. But I think this picture is so interesting because there's lots of cool things, like look what she's wearing, and then look at the picture frames behind her, like how they are. It looks like they're almost like kind of lifted or leaning. So I thought that was really interesting about this one. And then he's got like a photo album. She's like reading a letter of some sort. And then just the old antique glassware here in the background. And then his pants. I just love the whole vibes of this picture. I think it's great. All right, next we have, this was a postcard. Priscilla actually enlarged this one a bit, so it's obviously bigger size than an actual, like what a postcard would be. But I just thought this was kind of like a cool little haunting one. We've got this gal here, and I'm not really sure where she's looking off to, but she's looking off somewhere, but you can see the reflection of her hand here in the water. And I just think that's kind of like eerie. So you can see the reflection of her hand here, and it says, "Won't you come and play with me?" So I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So that's that one, big journaling card. Next we have this casket, and it's a pretty nice casket, I should say. This picture was another one that was bigger, and she shrunk this one down. So this one is Boyertown. It's the Capital Series Solid Copper Protective Franklin Bronze Shaded Ebony Rose Tan Velvet, as also available as 18 gauge steel protective casket as a 1559. So just a casket photo you can use as a journaling card. I backed all of them on cardstock. Next we have this photo, and like I said, I actually curated these all myself. I pick my pieces of ephemera very intentionally, and you know, I pick things that I think are beautiful and have like a story of that. You know, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and I think that there's really probably no truer statement than that, because you know, when you think about like this picture, it kind of reminds me of the recent pictures in California. Here we have a season where the mountainside gets covered in poppies, and people will go there just simply to go there, take a picture with their digital camera and post it on the internet. But when you have a picture like this, they look like they were just out there hanging out. Maybe it was a photo session, maybe they just made a day of this and just snapped some photos along. But beautiful pictures in the photo in the flower fields, but this little one here kind of blurred out. So that's why I was like, that adds a little element of, you know, Gothic eeriness to it. So next we have our card party. This is I'm not sure why it's, I should probably look this up. It's a card party. It's like a game card, but this is for Foth and Dorfmeyer Mortuary for fine funeral service. But yeah, so this is how it looks, and I just thought this was a really interesting little piece, and so obviously it makes a nice journaling card. You can also probably do some little notes here on the front. This picture is of a room in a house, and again, I'm really like taken with really like how they used to decorate. Like look at this old cradle here. It's got two little baby dolls in there, if you can see that. So you know, it's just one of these silently haunting pictures, and you can just imagine, like, is this house still up? Does it still stand? Is it abandoned? Is it remodeled? You know, like I love that. Next we have these two here. I just love their outfits. Look at the door handle, the door knob even. Just really nice picture. Her outfit is just so decked out. Next we've got this little picture, but I just thought it was really pretty, kind of how it's washed out almost, where it kind of like fades into almost like a ghostly type, you know, dress, where you can't really see her feet, you can't really see the bottom of the dress, but there's this nice shadow in the background being cast. So I just thought this was a really nice photo. Then we've got this one here, this little nurse gal. I just thought she was really sweet and would go in nicely with this kit. This here is a tiny, it's a little bit one of the smaller pieces. So we've gone from the bigger to some of the smaller pieces, as you can see. But this one is like a table setting, and it's just so Gothic. Like, if you can see the imageries that are on here, all the candelabras, it's so cool. There's some swords up here at the top. Like, I don't know if you guys really look at these and examine them as much as I do when you print these after you purchase them. But I really get into it, and I'm just like, I'm really a very like detail person, so I like to see all the nitty gritty stuff. So another small journaling card here. This one says, entered into rest, Miss Lizzie G. Brubaker, aged 74 years old, 8 months and 22 days, widow of the late Samuel Burbaker, passed away Thursday, September 20th, 1984. And then there's a blurb here that was written out. So if you grab this, you could take a look at that. And then lastly, there's this little piece here. I did punch holes in it because there are some little shadows where you can see there were holes in the actual original piece. So I punched little holes in there just to make it more authentic. I rounded the corners on mine. And this is closed on account of death of, and then it's, you know, got some little spaces and stuff here for obviously the person's name, where the services will be, the date, and the interment. So this is it. I hope that you guys will like this kit a lot as much as I do, and I hope that you all will find the beauty in this, and you know, it's all very respectful, and just, I don't know, I feel like when things like this get abandoned, I'm happy to retrieve them and become their guardian. Because I don't know, I would hate to see some of these things go just into the trash, you know? So I hope that you all will take a look at this and maybe decide if you like this or not. Thank you to everyone who's purchased my previous kit, Dance Macabre. And I hope this Eternal Epitaph, you will enjoy this one as well. And Priscilla at Release the Craftin, thank you again for your help. So I think that is going to wrap it up for me for now. Be sure to stay tuned, because you never know what direction this odd flock of ours is heading into. And until next time, toodaloo.